Hey everyone, God bless y'all. It's 6:01 p.m. It is Pine Grove News Live from the East Coast, from southern New England, northern Connecticut, in the valley. A little chilly today, finally, a little chilly. 17 degrees last night. Don't know what is it out there besides dark and chilly. That's it for southern New England, man. That's what we get. It is December 19th. What else can you expect in the winter? I want to talk about that white stuff. No, I don't like it anymore. I do not like the cold, especially the snow. But well, we just deal with when we deal. Deal with what we got, right? All I know is, I love the song. I love the promo. It's not a regular news promo, but it settles. It should settle all of us. That song, peace in Christ. Oh yes, very much so. When we get to know Him, we can learn to grab that peace that He is. That peace. So we grab that, hold on to that, man, and we'll be okay. Yeah, we'll be okay. So a little bit of news out there, not too much. Some things you need to know, other things, who cares? So we'll just hit it. We'll just hit it. We'll go with this one. We'll go with the earthquake. 6.2 southeast of Easter Island. Right there. And that is west of Argentina, out of the coast of Argentina. I have not heard about any tsunamis. Kind of worries me sometimes is when there is a tsunami, they don't list the category or whatever it is that you can select in that app. To go look at possible. See, if you go here, they usually somewhere in this area will give you a tsunami wave, so that you can go look at. But no, not in this one. Well, sometimes that reveals exactly what's going on. But what was that? That was early this morning, I believe. So, I guess we can get rid of that. So, same one here. I mean, I got this before. I got the USGS. Strong and shallow. 6.3 earthquake southeast of Easter Island. And see if they talk about any tsunami. I don't see it yet. 6.2 miles. That's a very shallow one. Yeah, that's not very deep at all. So Easter Island. We all know about Easter Island, right? Remember those faces that are all on Easter Island looking out over the ocean. You know, yeah, you know who that is? That's the insurance company still calling me, man. Same number, Niantic, Connecticut, and I keep answering them, telling them, take me off the darn list. But again, that's like the fifth call since I've been home. Bad. So Easter Island, remember those faces? There, we found out later on that they were buried halfway. I mean, there was only half of the statue, just the faces. They dug these things up and found that there's a whole body. So, always been a strange thing to find in these, what do they call it, monolithic period, where they made, everything was big, big. So, in any case, let's move on to another story from the Watchers. Extremely rare and damaging tornado rips through Port Orchard, Seattle, Washington. I'm not too sure. I mean, I've been doing the news for probably 5 years and following weather reports. It's not, well, they're saying it's very rare, extremely rare. Yeah, we don't normally get tornadoes up there, right? There was one in Canada, and a brother, um, we'll call him Doodles, okay? We'll say that. He's in Canada on the eastern side. He says that they get him up there, that they have got one. I would think that that's just rare. Anything north of, Tornado Alley. I don't know, Oh, anyways, this was posted today. I don't know when it happened. Yesterday. So they confirmed the tornado touched down near Port Orchard, Washington, just before 1400 local time on Tuesday, December 18th. An extensive official damage survey will be conducted by the NWS Wednesday morning. Until then, the strength of the tornado can't be determined. Oh, you're talking about an extremely rare, whatever. The state averages 2.5 tornadoes a year. There we go, some history. 2.5 a year, and that's, I mean, we have even more rare occurrences of tornadoes. Last one we got, I don't know, 5 years ago, just north of where we were, and it actually went into Springfield, Massachusetts, and crossed the main highway. Yeah, a route that we used to travel a lot, right across the highway. So anyway, look, well, you see the damage. Gonna fly by here for a minute. We look at more than one house. Of course, I don't know about New Orchard, Washington. I don't know how separated the. Oh, it's a pretty close neighborhood. Kind of like ours, except the houses aren't that big. I live in a little one. Well, I got a cellar, so that's 2 floors. So a 1 floor ranch. Nothing fancy. No garage. Little. I think it's 930 square feet. That's it. Small. Okay, so on we go to some other news, and this one from IntelliHub. China and Russia working together on an ionospheric weather manipulations. So they're, again, coming out more and more in the news, putting it right out there. Now that now that we've been treated as fake news and conspiracy nuts, even though we've been seeing for years these chemtrails flying through our atmosphere. I mean, I'd get pictures of them every day before I leave work. I've got pictures today. I took 3 more. Literally in your face, chemtrail, and creating this haze out there. Mostly it happens in the summertime when the sun is setting in the west. Something they're covering up. Been doing that for a couple of years. So, China and Russia working together. That may not be good news for America. Of course, if we have weather manipulation, of course, they came out a couple days, a couple videos ago. There was also Gates wanted to. And scientists want to go into the ionosphere and start doing some kind of, experiments up there. Of course, Gates wants to set off a volcano to block, for the ash to block the sun. And little does he know, I mean, I don't care how much food he's got stored in those bunkers and those tunnels underground. Eventually, they're going to run out of food. I don't care whether they grow their meat in the lab or not down there. You're going to need that sunlight or the earth will die. Yep. You won't be able to grow anything. Remember that volcano that went off in the 1800s? Yeah, for one season anyway. Quite a bit of big problem with food production growth. So, anyways, yeah, opening a can of worms, not really. We already knew about it. Them getting together and doing it, that might be a concern. If it weren't, if they were our arch enemies and Cold War enemies, if it is that is the case, I believe that all those leaders know. That's why they go to these summits to discuss their, they go over their next speeches and their next lines to what to put out there in the public so that we can, us sheeples can all follow along and, that they can continue to deceive us while who knows what the heck they're doing besides global domination, population reduction. Yeah, I mean, if you go and you kill the food supply, first of all, the government will take control if they don't already have a good portion, a good control right now over the food production in this country. They pay the farmers, what to grow, what not to grow. I wish I had that Paul Harvey one where he talked about that. Forget the name of it. I heard it today. I played it on my phone. Something America. It's not the one about the devil. Another one about chains, I think. Case. And it's pretty relevant to today as well. This is also big news today. Okay, we're pulling out of Syria. Okay, so as President Trump prepares to order full withdrawal of all armed forces from Syria, ISIS kills 700 prisoners in horror executions. On that video I'm going to show you in a minute doesn't, at least maybe I haven't heard the end of it, but it mentions nothing of these 700 people were killed. Yeah, there's a big thing that Trump said it was part of his campaign. He said he wanted to go in there and defeat ISIS and get the heck out of there. Well, he hasn't defeated ISIS, first of all, because Obama created ISIS and the Clinton Foundation. So whatever they're doing in there, and we'll have to deal with little reports that come here and there about that. Yeah, y'all remember when we were in Iraq, and then when we decided to pull out, we pulled the personnel out, but we left all the equipment. I don't think we've ever done that. No, when we leave a battlefield or whatever, we make sure the equipment is non-functional. But they weren't. Matter of fact, I think the keys were in a lot of them. And that's how ISIS was able to just do what they did over there in the Middle East, just running over people, crucifying people, cutting people's heads off. They had American equipment. Yeah, and of course their saber. In any case, so I'm still looking to see about the 700 prisoners that were executed. It just talks that their mission has been to defeat, control large swaths of Syria, and there's other ramifications of them leaving too. So they're saying, one saying that they pulled out 500 troops, another one was saying 1,000, and this is where the U.S. military estimates about 2,000 fighters have managed to hold off complete for months. Let's see. Syrian Observatory for Human Rights. It's definitely not the white helmets, people, because they are propaganda mostly. They're out there to take, set up pictures just like CNN does. Make their own set and then report from that. They we have video, we have pictures of CNN doing that. In any case, let's see. Yeah, preparing to move its forces. Unfortunately, they're going to leave Israel behind. So, said on Wednesday that Islamic State militants had executed nearly 700 prisoners in nearly 2 months in eastern Syria. The UK-based war monitoring group said the prisoners were among 1,350 civilians and fighters that Islamic State had been holding in territory near the Iraqi border. Oh, we pray for the ones that are still alive, I guess. The ones that are dead are already safe. So while we got that, because they really don't talk about the 700 people. Not good enough for me.
Get us up to speed, Kristen.
Let me tell you what we can report, Chris, and then we'll bring you up to speed on what the president is tweeting, seeming to signal this very announcement. This is from my colleagues, Courtney Cuby and Carol Lee, who report that according to 2 U.S. officials, defense officials, and one person familiar with the matter, the U.S. is preparing to withdraw a significant number of U.S. troops from Syria. Now, these 2 senior defense officials say the White House will ultimately announce this as early as today. The U.S. military confirming that there are 503 U.S. troops in Syria.
All right. Well, there's a lot more troops than that in Syria. I just can't listen to that anymore. It's just fake. It's set up. MSNB. It's all mainstreamed. It's scripted, so on and so forth. Unfortunately, they leave these allies to do things over there on their own, supposedly. Okay, supposedly. I can almost guarantee that the U.S. is going to be leaving troops behind. So Israeli braces for the U.S. complete withdrawal of troops from Syria. Of course, I know Israel is protecting its borders, and they're watching Iran and what they're doing, Hezbollah and whatever, the Brotherhood, whoever. They've got their work cut out for them. And I hope that this is not it's part of prophecy that eventually Israel is going to be surrounded and left without anyone to help them. And that is a sign that things are very, very, very close. That and the complete destruction of Damascus. So the Trump administration again, withdrawal troop, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, heard that Wednesday, this mission to defeat Islamic State's forces here. So are they claiming that? Obama actually took our personnel out of Iraq, and left the machinery there, and actually shipped all kinds of new military equipment on U.S. rails to whatever police force wanted. Whatever they thought they needed, they were given free military equipment. Anyway, we could skip that. This is just propaganda. Nothing really going on except that Israel, apparently, they want you to see that they are being left alone. Maybe even look for an escalation over there with that, unfortunately. And it's from Sputnik. U.S. Federal Reserve raises interest rates against Trump's wishes. Okay? Now, y'all know that the Federal Reserve is not a federal agency or department. That is just a bunch of bankers, okay? Had enough money to back the U.S. when they needed it back in, way back. I think it was even before World War I. I'm not sure. Somewhere in that area is when they were installed, made, So the interest rates. We were at one point, a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, where we were at zero interest, and they were talking about a negative interest rate because they were so afraid of what was going to happen if they increased the interest rate. Nobody was buying anything. The economy was, like it is now. It really is not good at all. Yeah, people are out there buying gifts, Yes, they are. People will, things that they'll do. You know, the credit card, good old credit card. Yep. In any case, they've raised it at least twice since then, and it's not helpful at all. But I don't know how that all plays into everything. Go see X22 report. Go listen to him. He knows what he's talking about with the economy. He give you bits and pieces. He's pretty good at it. You know, you got Dutch sense for the earthquakes. You got there are people out there with their particular things that they know more about than other people. I don't know what Q's been saying lately. I haven't really given a darn toot about him. I know the country is so involved with this guy or girl or woman, whoever it is. I think it's just another way to get the pulse of America and find out what they're thinking and doing. And then the globalists, the deep state, whoever, the elite kind of work off our reactions to these things. That's why they put out other propaganda and false flags and so on and so forth. So just use your discernment. Pray about everything. This is just not good. Interest rates going up again. They're talking about another, real estate plummet. And I mean, I bought this house. Actually, it's my wife's house. She bought it, but it was, anyways, it's hers. She got it got this in bankruptcy. But what I'm trying to say is, we got this house to invest. Because normally when you buy a house, it's an asset. It increases in value. Or at least the economy increases and, whatever. And so our house has not. It has gone the opposite direction and looks like it may go that direction again. Most unfortunate. I think whatever. I'm not going to tell you what it's worth. Just you should know if you own a house or you know somebody who does, ask them. Except for those people that were given bad loans by banks, their loans are, so much more than what the house is really worth. All right, where are we going from here? Oh, I wanted you to see this because this is who we possibly could have as, Speaker of the House. There is a video here, and she's talking, and she does this quite a lot. It's not just they cut it in bits and pieces. This woman, goes off in different directions. She stops her. There's just something terribly wrong with her, and she should not be in our government.
It is a bill that is much needed for our farmers and ranchers. I think there are only 47 votes against it in the House of Representatives. The American people should know the source of it. Again, we are engaged in the year-end continuing resolution, Homeland Security. I'm not sure. No, I haven't spoken to him since he called the other day, which was a very amicable conversation. Amiable, I guess you would say, not amicable. And I talked to Chuck last night to say, we haven't had an answer. There are other things that are going on that are newsworthy, and I think you'd have more viewers or readers if people would address concerns that people have. The list goes on about the priorities that the committees have to establish. We go to the hotel, you see the staff and thank them. The service staff, the bus boys. One of them said to me, "Here's some advice I give you. When they ask about the president's tax returns, and he says, when they talk about the Mueller, he said when they talk about this is a newcomer to America."
She just goes off in so many directions, man. It's really hard to follow her. Here we go.
The back of the restaurant, of the hotel restaurant, saying, when the president says the Mueller investigation is going on too long, just tell him not as long as your audit, Mr. President. Wisdom from the kitchen of the Willard Hotel, yes, ma'am. But in this case, maybe he could find somebody who would support that. I mean, really.
I don't know, folks, man. What the Democrats will, the lengths they go to, the lying, the cheating, whatever. I mean, that's what politics is. That's what they do, man. They lie, they cheat, and they bargain. And these are the people that are running our country. I mean, absolutely, positively pray for them, man. Pray that the Lord lifts the veil, gets them to see, wakes them up from their delusion. Because it's hurting everybody. It's hurting us. We're going to need that help. So your prayers are going to have to be that help. In any case, and I didn't include a lot of news like the government gives $10 billion to Mexico. I don't know what for, but now and that we're going to may have a shutdown December 21st. But I don't know whether it's partial or full because this woman right here, Nancy Pelosi, is got all the Democrats wound up and don't want to give him money for this wall, which we probably do need for security. Even the Democrats admit to it, but they don't want to give a victory to Trump. And that's the only reason. Political. They don't give a crap about the people who are going to die, that the houses that are going to be broken into, the rapes, the murders, the land that and buildings that are going to be broken into, and just total chaos with these people. They don't have anything. Why do you think they're coming here? Because they think there's a handout, and it is. They come over here, they get free benefits, free money, free housing, while hardworking Americans, and yes, I'm saying myself too, at least for a year now, and I know where my money's going, and a lot of it's to the freaking federal government. Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, income tax, state and federal. And then when you go and try to get a loan or try to get insurance at a good rate, they want to charge you for your total income, which is not what you get. No, the government steals that, and then they make you pay for it over and over and over and over again. Hope we're all tired of that. We pray on that as well. But in the meantime, China warns U.S. against turning space into the new battleground. Well, yes, folks, that's what they're doing. This big rush, that you all been hearing about Russia, China, and now the U.S. again somehow want to go to the moon. Or that's an excuse to send up these big payloads. And they've got so much stuff up there, man. So much stuff that's been talked about. You can only guesstimate, how else are we going to know? Somebody go up there in one of those high air balloons, please, and start taking pictures of all these satellites and all these, death rays and war machines with titles of Thor and God's Hammer and all this other stuff. I mean, let's prove some of these things, okay? Killer satellites, that China set up there, and yeah, and the thing is, they're going to do all this stuff up there. They're going to start blowing up these things, and it's just. That's probably one reason, when the Revelation talks about the sky, the heavens roll up like a scroll. I can see something going on up there in space. Okay, I'm just wondering, did they do that again? somewhere up in space causes a chain reaction to everything else and all these satellites with all the plutonium and nuclear fission and other material that's up there. It just goes and just, chain reaction all around the world, and poof, there goes our sky. Yeah, just poof, filled with radiation. I mean, you thought, radiation, the Van Allen belt was tough. I don't know, man. It could happen. Chain reaction to all these things. How do you think these things stay up there so long? They have nuclear reactors. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you that, when these rockets take off and they don't make it and they come back down and blow up. They don't tell you that there's nuclear material in there. They're not going to tell you that at all. Nope. So we're down to our last two. I just wanted to bring you a couple things just to let you know what's going on in this world. The mentality of the people who are, working side by side with you, living next door, across the street. This from WND. Women encouraged to shout your abortion. Yeah, social media campaign called Shout Your Abortion is urging women to have undergone an abortion to demonstrate the profound political power of defying shame by refusing to feel guilty about killing a child. Yep. Shout your abortion, man. Proclaim your political power of defying shame by refusing to feel guilty for killing your child. Yes. More, yeah. Good. That's just disgusting. Then we got this, idiots. High school student is branded an idiot after translating the book of Genesis and part of the Quran into a DNA sequence that he injected into his body. Yeah. Somebody says you can't make this stuff up, man, but here it is. Adrian Locatelli from Grenoble in France did the do-it-yourself experiment by himself. He translated religious passages into DNA code. I don't know how the heck you do that. What do you do? Soak the pages in water and, between the pulp of the paper and the ink. I mean, I really don't get it. Some of this stuff should baffle me, but it don't. Anyway, this high school student. Yeah, well, somebody take those darn needles away from this high school student. This is near the Swiss border. Okay, so, they got a lot of things going on over there. They got the Large Hadron Collider that's changing, I would think, around that area. I mean, a lot of weird things keep going on over there, especially, and you haven't heard anything about them, starting up again. They haven't been in the news in a long time, and I've searched quite a bit of news. Somebody knows something about, the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland, let me know. CERN, yes, CERN. I mean, I know about all the other little ones that are all over the country, all over the world. China's building one. Yeah, they're building a moon. They're building a sun. I don't know. Of course, Japan was supposed to fire off meteors, in the last Olympics. They were supposed to have set off a rocket, which in turn will shoot off like a Roman candle and shoot colored meteorites coming back down into the atmosphere. Yeah, I watched it. I didn't see it happen. It didn't happen. So there you go, folks. That's the news in a nutshell. God bless you all. It is Wednesday. Yeah, I will be back Friday. And we'll see you then. So have a great evening. And remember, even especially especially in these times. If you have, family, keep them close. If they're distant, get in touch with them. Make a phone call, please. You don't want to regret another year, another day with ties that are broken between family and your loved ones. No, we don't want that. This time of the year, for some reason, brings the very best people out and the very lonely and the very, the people that have been hurt. People that, this time of year just draws attention to our loved ones. Talks about family and traditions and so on and so forth. And if those ties are broken, please mend them. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just call your loved ones up, get together, make a phone call, call your mother, call your father, call your brother, call your sister, and let's just love each other. I mean, there was a day when I didn't even think about these things, but it's just so very important now that I don't, that we do think about these things. Take care of them. God bless you, everyone, and have a great evening. Peace out.